I have got to stop drinking bourbon.
I think if people don't have fights and don't argue with one another, I mean, there's something wrong. It's just a natural thing. I mean, we have more than most people, but but I mean, if you don't have a fight, it's not normal. Where's the tomatoes?
Look, belt up.
Can I just cut my tomato up?
No, you can't. I'm cooking tea tonight. You're cooking it tomorrow.
Can I just have a tomato sliced? And
I'll give you just a tomato
not just cut in quarters, just sliced?
How do I ever do your tomatoes?
Well, in the salad, you normally just cut it up in pieces.
Do not slice it, Laurie. Your mother cuts it up.
The last salad you made last week, you cut it in quarters and you covered them with cheese. Or am I monkey's uncle? Have I got a bad memory?
I never cut my tomatoes in quarters.
Last week you cut it into 4 quarters and you put cheese all over the top.
Did not. I sliced them and put cheese.
You've got a bad memory.
Laurie, I haven't bloody quartered some tomatoes in years.
Well, you did last time you made a salad.
I did not.
You did. That's why I said I want to slice it.
Did not.
You did it last time we had a salad.
Bull. Absolute rubbish. I sometimes think you just say things to talk.
Well, you're asking me, then you're telling me. That's how the last salad you did, you cut the tomatoes in quarters and you put cheese on them. Across the top of them. You sprinkle cheese on it.
I sliced
a week ago,
my tomatoes. Running a business, running a household, having guests. I'm sick of thinking. So you finish work and you've got to think about what you're going to feed them for their tea. Then you cook dinner, then you've got to think about what you're going to give them for dessert, and whether or not there's any ice cream in the freezer. And if you didn't do your shopping well enough, and I only like to shop once a week, then I'm down on things. Last week I didn't even have a tin of peaches. And it's not like me not to have the cupboard full of things that they like. I said to Laurie the other day, how about he does the shopping?
Get out of there, it's my job.
I'll just make me a salad for you.
I don't want a salad. I want a sliced tomato. Okay, well, I just want a tomato. So I said to you, you want me to do it, and you asked me what I wanted. You've already done the chips.
I've already done them when you came in last time.
I've done everything then, there's not much left for me to do.
I might just well cook tonight, you cook tomorrow night.
But this is going to be easy tonight.
Yeah, well, you get a hard one tomorrow night.
What's it going to be tomorrow night?
I don't know, you've got to think that up, go and buy the food and bring it home and cook
I'll fix it. I'll think of something tomorrow night. Because I don't cook forever and I cook what I cook and that's it. We all eat it, you know? If you don't like it, you have to have...
Here we go, this big...
No, I'm not cooking 5 meals.
The other night, everyone had the same meal except you.
I'm not cooking 5 meals, I cook the one meal and that's what we eat.
You're the only one that had the different meal. What are you talking about?
What night's this?
Last week. You wanted a corned beef salad that night. You didn't want what we were having that night.
We were
you
having a salad.
You
cooked the meat the night before
You're
for
just
that.
as bad.
You cooked the meat the night before that for that. You ask me what I want and I tell you, then you tell me I can't have it.
What is wrong with having a salad with this and you can pick out your tomato?
No, I don't want that. I just wanted sliced cold tomato, chips and a piece of steak. You asked me what I wanted and I told you.
Well, you're not getting what you wanted now.
Yes, I am.
The wedding plans had got to that stage where Paul and Dione actually got to meet the man who would marry them.
Tyler Crescent, Sylvania Waters.
How about if I go through a service with you, and this isn't the way that I would do it. You will arrive on the day, and I would try to give Paul a little bit of comfort and pat him on the shoulder and calm him down a little bit if he's nervous. And then I would like to play Here Comes the Bride. You've never been married before, and I think it's nice.
The other day I was cranky and I said, I wanted it in the registry and I wanted it this way, I wanted it that way, carrying on like a dickhead. But, you know, it's not my day. It's really Dione's day, really. It's got to be the best day for her because it's better than any 21st or anniversary of that. It's a wedding.
So if you'd like to think about that, and we can insert something there, you're very welcome.
The wedding's not really for the bloke, they tell me. It's for the girl. It's the girl's day, so let all the chicks organise it all and I'll just sit back and, you know, muck around home or fix the car or whatever, and at the last minute I'll lob over there and put on this fancy suit and get drunk and get married.
Mum's always springing surprises on us. One night we were sitting around the kitchen and she announced a plan that would change her life.
Did you not notice anything different last night, and you haven't noticed anything different tonight about me?
About you? No. No, what?
I'm not going to drink during the week anymore. Because I stopped on Saturday night. That was the end of my weekend. We didn't go out on... Yes, we went out on Sunday. And I made it... I'm not going to drink during the week anymore. No more bourbons during the week, so don't make me any. All right? Even if there's people here. None.
So you're not going to have a bourbon at all?
You?
When did you decide to do this?
On Saturday morning.
Why?
Because I had a headache.
Yeah, but that was after Friday night.
and I have got an extremely bad
You made that for me,
pain
did you?
in my chest. And the next thing I'm going to get
I had
one
nothing all day,
is
so I'm not
cigarettes.
speaking now.
They go next. Then I might be coming numb.
You're going to get up cigarettes, that'll be the day. Yeah, well, I don't think it'll last all that long. I'd say she'll do it for a while. She's on a bit of a health kick at the moment, wants to lose a bit of weight, but I'd say, you know, give it, certainly when we go away, I think that'll change, but before then I think she'll be back to having a couple of bourbons a week.
You know, it's so easy. We come home here, the fridge is just in there, the bar's just in there, and next thing you know, you're making a bourbon. The next thing you know, you've had 2 or 3 bourbons. By the time you go to bed, you've had 6 bourbons. I just think it's time to stop drinking bourbon during the week. I just don't think I need bourbon during the week. Aren't you proud of me? No bourbon.
Sure am.
Next week, no snakes.
Sure am.
Right. Here's your phone. There's my lotto
Someone rings,
coupons.
that's all safe as getting up.
Just give your mum a ring and just see how she is
Right.
yourself.
Yeah.
The wedding preparations were reaching fever pitch, and important matters were being discussed. Things like food and drink.
Do you want some new potatoes done in their jackets?
Yeah.
We've got potatoes there.
Well, see, we've got basically everything. We've got meat, salad. I'll get the bread rolls.
By the time they go through the pork and the ham and the lamb, and the meatballs, and the chicken, yes.
Well, I've just been stressing out a bit, like making sure that Diane and everybody don't run around spending all Mum's money over their wedding, you know. I know they haven't got much money, so I had to try and keep it really low-key. So, you know, they went out there yesterday and did some gas bagging over it and organised a lot.
What about?
Wine. What am I going to do about wine?
Well, we'll get the wine,
to stay there.
and we'll get the beer,
Touch it.
and we'll get the drinks. I'm just thinking, what do people normally drink as a split drink before the wedding?
Wine.
Just wine?
Most of the guys that are going are beer drinkers.
So they're fine. What do the girls drink?
Wine's fine.
I think we'll just stick to the wine.
I'm happy that everyone's pitched in and helped us out, you know. I've said a few bad things about them and I've carried on in bad ways, but, you know, when it boils down, they're always there for you.
Mum still wasn't drinking. She hadn't even asked for a bourbon and coke. She seemed on top of it all.
And sometimes I was drinking 2 bottles of bourbon in a week. One on the boat on Sunday with Dawn and another bottle during the week. You know, it's $60 that you don't need to spend. At the present moment, we haven't got the money, so it's better that I just curb some corners. Get healthy. Drink water.
Well, no, you think it's good to drink a lot of water, but I think it's still got a bit of weight on you. Water.
Does it?
All right, if you drink it. How many glasses you had tonight?
3?
3
Four.
water, I suppose.
Which means that you drink 8 in a day. Well, we'll see how it goes.
She's had a bit of a rough life. She's got to put up with me all the time. So I'm glad. Whenever she's happy, I'm relatively happy. She has to put up with everybody's problems, like my problems, Paul's problems, Laurie's problems, Mick and Yvette's problems, Paul and Diane's problems, you know. And I think that sometimes that kind of weighs her down a bit. Sometimes she gets pretty depressed because everybody's like putting everything on her. So when she's happy, it's good. Just so she's like carefree. Like she was on Diane's hens night. She was carefree and still hadn't asked for a bourbon and coke.
Alright, where do we go? Joan is? I don't really know. Honestly, wild. Stop, maybe. She has a temper, but she's lovely.
Diane, perfect.
Very jealous. Short temper. I don't know. Stacey. What is it? I don't know. That grubby special. Oh, yum. It tastes like chocolatey. Yum, Bo. 2 together. What's that? Brandy Alexander.
I fought my parents to get married. Absolutely fought them. And they absolutely said, don't get married. Don't get married, you're too young. But I knew it all. Again, I was wrong. In many, many decisions in my life, I've been wrong.
What's this thing in the middle of it? Go for it, Dio. Camera? I can't. I don't want to cut that. That looks just
It's too big for you.
there. I've broken it in half. I just want to say goodbye, single life, and hello, married life. I love you. I love you, Paul. Get pissed. Have a good time. Play the boogie.
I got home at 5 o'clock this morning from last night's party. Paul's awake. He said I was going 2:30, 3, 3:30, 4, and I thought you'd be home at 4 at the latest, but not 5. He goes, the bloody sun was nearly rising, you know. What are you doing?
I'll tell you what, Michael. You're going to start getting a hiding.
Yes?
You are. I'm going to start giving you a bit in the ear. You are far too outspoken. What were you saying that the 5th time when you came from the front door? Was that because I told you not to leave the key in it?
No, the 5th time to go to the side door. You said it, then Laurie said it, then you said it, then Laurie said it, then you said it again.
Why do you think we say it 5 times?
Because I'm stupid.
Because you're a bit thick. A bit thick. I asked you this morning to make sure by the time I got home your kids were on that boat. They're still not on the boat.
Yeah, man.
Do you want me to write you a little list? When it comes to parents talking to you, you seem to blank out.
I know, it's a problem.
Perhaps you should have had more spankings as a baby.
Yeah.
Right. Get the belt out.
You're not going to hit me. Ow! That one was hard too.
I should have belted you more.
I know.
You're getting out of
Should have
hand.
dropped me from the cradle too. I was invited to Paul's Bucks night, but I wasn't too keen on sitting around with a bunch of old guys who tell bad jokes and drink bad beer.
I reckon he's going to have a really good night tonight. I hope he gets really wasted and drunk and stupid, because he needs it. He needs to loosen up a bit.
I forget what I stand to those shoes, tied him up, shoved it down the chute.
Well, I went up to one of his mates and said, are you going to get a stripper? And they said, Paul's refused to have a stripper in the house. If a stripper comes, he's leaving. And I said, well, you should have got him a bloody fatagram then.
That was a good night. That one too, eh? I think it's somewhere down there in Bateman.
See what I mean?
Your little brother got me so much shit.
It must be the generation gap. For years now, Mum just won't leave my hair alone. I don't know why, but we always seem to fight about it.
Go upstairs, have a shower and wash your hair.
I washed it this morning.
Well, wash it now.
You're always finding problems with my hair. I never say anything about
It's
your haircut.
filthy.
Do you think if there was something wrong with my hair, the school wouldn't say, look, get a haircut?
Well, I'm quite sure if the schoolmaster saw it right now, he'd ask you to wash it.
I can't believe you, Mum.
Just go upstairs, have a shower and shampoo your hair.
Well, I'm not getting a cut to look like an idiot.
You're going up to shampoo it to make it look clean.
But you want me to get a haircut every time so I look like an idiot. That's what you want, isn't it? So I look like everybody else and I look like an idiot. That's all you want. And as long as that haircut's like that...
Go upstairs and shampoo your hair.
I can't believe you guys.
Right now.
Get this done, get that done.
If
I'm not
you
perfect.
don't like it, you can pack your bags, go upstairs and wash your hair now. Right now. Right now. And don't say one more word or I'll belt you.
See, that's it.
Or I'll belt you.
So as soon as you're losing an argument, you say, oh yeah, I'll belt you, I'll belt you.
Now shampoo it.
Forget about it.
Right now.
You're a loser sometimes.
This would have to be the worst generation. They want their own way. I fight more over Michael's hair than I fight over anything else to do with Michael. And then, of course, you're a loser. I don't mind the hairstyle. That's not my problem. It's not clean. That's my problem. I can't stand it.
No.
I'll try and go it myself. Because I don't want to be a burden on my family all my life. I've been enough of a burden. Like the school that I go to. And just everything. I was just too much of a burden for my family. I want to try and do it myself.
I was thinking about it last night lying in bed going, oh my God, I'm going to be a wife and have a husband. And I'm only 21 years old. I was thinking, wow, now it changes heaps, everything goes to half, you know. It's ours, not yours or mine, and because I'm not used to sharing anything. I'm a Scrooge. I don't know what people do when they get married about money. Do they get one bank account or just keep their own? I don't know. We'll have to talk about that, I think.
Mum still wasn't drinking, and the funny thing was she was fighting with Laurie more and more frequently. She was getting pretty worried about it.
Have you ever felt lost? As if you don't know what to do next?
No.
Well, I've got two choices, haven't I? I've either got to stay on here the way it is or try and improve the way it is, don't I? There's no point in every week having one of these feuds, is there? Over
That's
something
nothing
I've done
to do with
wrong.
me. It's not a problem with you, it's Laurie. There's obviously a problem with him. If he wants to fight all the time.
Is it me that wants to fight all the time?
I don't know.
Well, you're here all the time. Is it me that causes the fights
I don't know.
all the
I just
time?
come down. I just have to come down to make sure you don't start punching each other.
We don't punch one another.
Well, let's be honest, Mum. If you brought me down to have this conversation, let's be honest about it.
All right. If you were in my shoes now, what would you do? What would you do?
Well, I wouldn't be able to handle the constant arguments. I'd leave. I'd go.
Do you understand when I said to him the other night, I'm sick of being so confused all the time?
Well, that's not my problem. That's your problem.
Would you be confused?
I'd leave. I couldn't handle him. If I was you, I couldn't live with him. Times when he's like happy and that he's good to stay with, but when he starts fights, he's just a loser.
What are you going to do about it?
What can I do?
What are you going to do?
Well, what can I do? There's nothing I can do to Laurie.
I'm going to say this afternoon that I've invited Dion to stay the night.
Yeah?
And if there is a feud, we've got to pick up and go. Now.
Fine.
Now, today. Gone. Because I don't think I could handle it anymore.
We've done this before, Mum.
But we've never left before.
Yes, we have. We've left before.
We've never gone.
We went around Auntie Net's house, but you've said it over and over again.
That was over drink too, Michael. That was a night that should never have happened. But I'm saying this is with no drink.
Well, you must get sick of taking all the shit all the time. It's up to you, Mum. You know I'll follow you wherever you go. But I can't handle all the fighting all the time.
I can't handle it anymore either.
Well, it's been worse than this. And you've said you're leaving, but we never left.
Because the worst of the whole thing is that I love the fella. I love him to pieces. But it's not working. It's absolutely not working. I've told him everything about the wedding, including how many people. And look what happened there.
You only know that because that's against Paul. If it was.
But why would it be against Paul?
Because he's your son, and if Mick wanted to have his wedding in the backyard, it'd be totally different. It's because Paul stood up to him a couple of years back, and
We've
they've never
all
been
had
the same.
fights with Laurie. Mick has fights with Laurie.
But he's never liked Paul. You know that. He's never liked Joanne either. It's lucky he likes me.
I wonder why he does it, Michael. I wonder
I told
why.
you, he's schizophrenic. Psycho. There is something because he snaps like that. He changes. Like I don't mind to be don't mean to be rude or anything, but he just changes like that. Just really scary.
Well, do you reckon you and I can change the whole situation? I think we're going to get in more trouble than what we are in now.
Well, you know, it's up to you. I don't really like talking behind his back. That's all. If you're gonna say something, you say it to his face.
Bear, get outside now.
Me?
No, don't put him there, Kane. Come here, smelly dog.
Sit. Sit. Sit down. Sit. Sit. Sit.
Don't let him touch Kane because he's dirty.
Bobby.
Don't!
Go on, outside.
Get out.
Listen to you.
Don't. What did you say? I saw that look in his
my
eye.
hand was right in front of him, do you know? He didn't have
He
to
could have
come
just
near.
gone "Ow," and
Good
bit through your hand or knocked your hand so you hit Kane.
You could have been going, A cattle dog took my baby.
That's not funny, Paul.
No?
That's your son you're talking about.
Yeah, but he wasn't nowhere near it. He was just checking him out.
Well, I don't care. I don't want the dog near him.
I don't think I can stand the arguments anymore. Being told how to bloody cook the food, and then he says I'm the best cook in the world, and one minute I'm doing everything right, and then I only have to open my mouth at the wrong moment, at the wrong time, and that's it. It's over. Everything's pulled from underneath my feet. The house is being sold, the boat's being sold.
No,
I can't stand it.
I've heard that before. You'll never leave him, Mum.
Sorry?
You'll never leave him, I'm telling you. Because I came to that conclusion years ago after
Would
all
he
the
ever
fights.
leave me, do you think?
I don't know. But you've always said, oh, okay, well, I've heard you say it to him. You've both been here and I've been standing here, and you go, okay, we're dividing everything up, and 2 days later it's all lovey-dovey again.
Yeah, that's the same with you when you and I feud, though, isn't it? You don't talk to me for a couple of days, but then sooner or later you're going to fight me.
I don't yell and scream and spit out of my mouth and throw stuff. There's something wrong, Mum. If you can't see that there's something wrong here, you know there's something wrong. I know there's something wrong, and you've got to do something about it. But we could all just say, oh yeah, it wasn't that bad. The fights aren't that bad. Everybody goes through them.
It's a damned way of living. It's a
You get used to it.
confused way of living. I don't know that.
Well, we've lived like it for how long now?
13
years.
I
It's been
don't
exactly the
know.
same.
I don't know that it's worth living like this.
Well, we didn't leave. The arguments continued, but at least they were more light-hearted.
$20.
I'm about not ringing. I said the time is 6 o'clock. I'm not talking about the ringing.
Bits
It was always 3 minutes early
I thought
before.
you meant the chimes. The chimes are still
I said
3
the time.
minutes too.
No. The time is right.
Of course it's right.
But
It's
it
always
wasn't
gonna be
before.
right at 6
No, it wasn't.
o'clock.
When that was actually 6 o'clock, it used to say 3 minutes to 6.
Now, when the chime did,
The clock used to say 3 to 6 when it was 6
I
o'clock.
need $20. Go on, bet me again. But it
I
doesn't
never
chime.
said anything about the chimes. I said the time now is right. It's a minute past 6, and that's the right time.
Yeah, I've never seen them fight for longer than a day. Well, we don't live there, but as far as I know, everything's always patched up the same, and it's good.
All right. Good on you, mate. Oh, thanks. See you later. Dinner is served.
Is that a quick whip up there?
What? I've only got bloody 10 minutes to eat.
Oh, crap.
For all that. You should have ordered it 10 minutes earlier, like I told you.
Mick's pretty easy going, actually. He never really snaps. You have to do something really bad before he'll go off his brain, which isn't quite often. His dad, I suppose it's more to do with age too. The older you get, the more snappier you get. But Mick's not like his dad. He doesn't lose his temper as quick. But I suppose also it's the way he's been brought up.
What are we going to move for?
Because I can hear you chomping on it.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do with food, or haven't you heard?
It was 2 or 3 weeks before Mum was back on the bourbon and coke, but at least she seemed happy with her life and also with Laurie.
I would say Laurie and I are fighting that will continue for the rest of our lives. Yes. Not probably as drastic as some arguments have been, but yes, I would say we'll still argue for the rest of our lives. But then again, who doesn't? Was I better when I wasn't drinking bourbon those few weeks?
Oh, yes. Yeah, my word. Much easier to
Live with.
you live with, to get along with. Yep, my word.
So you don't want me to smoke?
I don't care if you're smoking, just make your head up.
You don't want me to drink?
No, I want you to drink, but I'd like to see you slow down a bit.
I did slow down. I slowed down for 3 weeks, didn't drink
But you
it.
didn't. That's silly.
I wasn't any better or any worse than my own self.
Yes, you were.
No, you were. Seriously. You were much easier to get along with.
Look, I'm not the best person in the world,
We all know that. We're prepared to put up with that.
but there's a lot that goes with me.
What are you going to do with that towel?
Well, I'm getting the same. They say if you punch a person with a towel or a telephone book, it doesn't.
bruise.
Get up here. But then again, you're not real nice, and you don't drink at times. You're not always a nice person to me.
I'm a mongrel.
No, you're not a mongrel. You're a sweet boy, but you treat me like a piece of dirt at times. Don't you?
Yep.
Had you been in New Zealand, I would have got you the first time round.
Nah, you would have been quick enough.
I'm going to drink because I want to drink. I'm going to smoke if I want to smoke. I'm going to marry Laurie because I want to marry Laurie, and I'm going to do exactly what I want to do in my life without anyone else trying to control me. Except Laurie.
I wish we could be debt-free. That would be my ultimate wedding present.
I thought it would be better if we all our families, put in money and buy them a fridge. They desperately need a fridge. Do you reckon you can forego $100 next week towards it?
Oh, yeah, I suppose so.
Well, it's better than us all buying individual presents, isn't it?
Yeah.
And she was all for it, Annette's all for it, Yvette's all for it. She said that's a great idea.
Okay, Mum.
Well, it's finally arrived. What may you ask? The wedding day. All the family pitched in and helped. People put on their best clothes, and Paul and Diane were finally going to tie the knot.
I would have loved to have seen Paul have a beautiful, great big church wedding, but, you know, it's just not to be. It's better than a registry office. At least he's with us. They'll be fine. They'll be just fine.
The shoes don't fit.
My first impressions of Diane when I first met Diane was, oh boy, you know, you're going to have problems here, Paul. But as it's gone along, she's just, I've got closer and closer with her. Can talk to her very, very easily, something I couldn't do at the beginning at all with Diane. But no, top little girl. She can say no and mean it, and she can say yes when she means it. She's a good little mother, very, very good mother, very proud of her. And they will be just fine. I hope they'll be just fine.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
In the next episode, the wedding of the century. Paul and Diane get married, or do they?